Hello everyone, how are you doing? The Level 1 results came out last week, and first time ever for the computer-based format. And hot topic of discussion is the NPS. Was it pushed a lot higher than usual? And candidates who missed out, in normal years they would have passed, but this year they couldn't because everyone did well. And I think coming to that conclusion, you got to factor in a couple of other things. One, the duration of the exam, 4.5 hours versus 6 hours. If just mentally I think about it, if a candidate has scored 70 in a 6-hour exam versus a candidate who has scored 70 in a 4.5-hour exam, you will have to edge towards the candidate who has held that score over a longer period. So that's just my understanding. I mean, if people believe that the scores can go up in the last 1.5 hours, I'll be keen to know your thoughts. The other thing is the opportunity. Historically, I mean, this got nothing to do with preparation, but you can now give the exam 4 times a year. So if you fail once, you don't have to wait too long. You can give another one relatively soon. And if you have just failed, there is an opportunity that you can pass pretty quickly and still make up Level 2 and Level 3 within, say, a 3-year window. Historically, that wasn't possible. You had to have longer wait times, and keeping yourself motivated was much more challenging. But hey, look, let's put all that aside. I think we just got to wait a few more rounds, wait for the Level 2 and Level 3 pass rates and results to come out as well at the later half of the year, and maybe wait another cycle, see where things establish themselves. What is the new norm? You've got to also look at the candidate numbers. They're still low. 28,000 I think it was in February, 26,000 in December, compared to the previous years where around 80,000 people used to give it in June and December each. So look, you do have to feel for the candidates, but today's topic, the one that I want to cover, and it's one that I have discussed with many of my friends and colleagues who have given the CFA exams. Some of them have passed in successive attempts, and others have failed a level or two. And it's about luck, not many people cover it, but I want to. And why would you think about it? The fact that you have given 300 to 350 hours of preparation time, luck shouldn't be a factor, but the reality is it is a huge factor. And let me tell you 3 things, or 3 areas where I personally feel luck plays a big part, and you can tell me if I'm wrong. The number 1 is the question sets themselves. Suppose you're doing a certain topic, you know 6 of the 8 LOSs really well, but in the exam day 2 LOSs come that you were not that great with. You've got to say you're unlucky, because the sample size of those LOSs coming through and not being familiar with them, it's very rare, but it can happen. And there have been occasions where I personally felt I've done this section really badly, but the results were amazing, and vice versa. So at the end of the day, a very small percentage of the curriculum gets tested on exam day, and it will be even smaller now with less number of questions and a smaller duration. So you got to say that on the day, whatever turns up, there is an element of luck there. The second component is just to do with your guesses. In the item sets, there are going to be occasions where guesses will have to be taken. There's a 33% chance of success, and sometimes you can eliminate 1 answer, you're down to 2, so there's a 50% chance of success. And I have seen in my mock practice tests the guesstimate score fluctuate dramatically. In some tests where I guessed, say, 10 questions out of 60, I was able to get 5 or 6 correct, whereas on other occasions I was only able to get 2 or 3 correct. So really, yes, you could say that there is a way around working out or eliminating answers, but if you're running out of time, or if you just genuinely have no clue of what the answer is, and on the day, it is your lucky day, you get a few guesses right, that could swing your scores, and you could eventually end up passing. And that's what I feel. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, or you think differently. And finally, number 3 is beyond your control, but it's actually what happens at the CFA Institute when the NPS line has to be drawn. There have been occasions where people are at the border, and some are split this way, some are split that way. The ones that are split positively know they have just scraped through and they were lucky on the day, whereas some who have just failed have more time to contemplate and reflect on whether it was bad luck on the day, whether they made silly mistakes. Everything starts playing up, and the reality is that it could have swung either way. If you're in that corridor, I'd say 65 to 70%, that's the corridor of luck, according to me. And on the day, whatever happens, happens. Some of these factors can be overcome. Why aim to be in that 65 to 70% bracket? Why not aim for 85 or 90% score? Reality is that is not possible for most of the candidates. It just cannot happen. Even your guessing ability, maybe it can be worked at, but if you don't know the curriculum well enough, it can only get you so far. You've got to know the material in and out to be able to increase your guessing ability or rule out the wrong answers. I think you just have to practice, and hope that you are able to, improve your guessing ability. And for the first point, you just, I guess, have to be an all-rounder. Make sure that you don't leave any LOS unchecked, that you understand the concepts, and overall you get a better sense of material that you think is testable. I think if you do a lot of practice questions and tests, you can figure it out. But it's a special skill, in my opinion, to know what is testable and what is not. In my personal opinion, that I feel lucky, not for level 3. I mean, I gave it so many times that definitely there was no luck involved there, but I think in level 2 I definitely felt lucky. I felt maybe, given that I'd only put a limited number of hours for that level, and it was deemed to be the hardest, I really struggled on exam day, and I wasn't expecting to pass. And when the results came, really felt lucky, and also realized that it ran out pretty quickly, and I had to know and cover all my bases for level 3 after multiple attempts. But anyway, let me know what you guys think as far as luck is concerned. I want to know your thoughts. Do you think it's a factor that cannot be ruled out, or and if you have passed any of the levels, what level of luck did you carry with you? And those who have failed, do you blame it on luck as well, or do you purely reflect on your own mistakes and your own weaknesses and try to overcome those? And I think on the note, for anyone who is watching this video who is a retaker, I just want to know that the only way to not rely on luck is to work on your weaknesses. Look at your scores, see where you are going wrong, and master your weaknesses. I think that's what I have found. If it's hard for you, chances are it's hard for others. And that area is where you want to score big, because that area is where you will be able to push ahead. That's my thinking. Anyway, I think the next window of exams is in May. Situation's looking dire, especially in India, as far as examinations are concerned. Hopefully things clear up and the vaccine rollout start kicking in, and we can return to some sort of normalcy, but doesn't look like that is going to be the case, at least in the short term. So just stay put, and keep yourselves motivated, whichever way you find that. That's it for this video. Hopefully you found it useful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.